Welcome! We're going to get right started quickly because this is a very exciting but a little lengthy lesson. So we're going to talk about all sorts of things today. So it's a very thrilling, informative lesson. We're first going to talk about wrap texting. In the past, we have had some experience with this. So once again, let me pull up a picture. We can choose an online picture. That's what we learned in the last lesson. And we can go ahead and wrap it so that we have an opportunity to move it to where we want. Here we go. We can right-click wrap text, or that icon's already here for you to make that option and change. Okay? So now we can move this around. This is a little bit of a review. The next thing that we can do is notice this contextual tab. We're going to primarily be in here most of the day. Here's another option to wrap text. Now, in addition to that, if we want to choose some additional layout options, here are some other options that you can use as well. If you want to move with text, more layout options, takes us to a dialog box where we can get even extremely specific actually. So position, this is also a helpful tool, and it's previewing it for you. We can slide off if we don't want that. That's what's a beautiful thing about Word, is it previews most of these options. And as you can see, align, if we want to align based on our information, it's not going to move much because we don't have anything to align it to, so we might have to go back and use that tool later. And then rotation. I often get asked, how can I rotate my picture, specifically flip horizontal, because if you notice, we can actually flip the way he's looking, and that's kind of cool. So he was looking there, and now he's looking there. So we could actually have them look at each other as if they are twins. So that's kind of cool. And this may give us some more options. Now we can see how the alignment's going to change. Okay, the next thing I do want to talk about is how to turn and flip as well. So this is a cool feature. You know, maybe you wanted him to be facing a certain way, upside down, however you want it. We can spinny woo. That was fun. Okay, we'll have a lot of fun in PowerPoint too. Okay, so as you can see, we have two. Okay, and let's do some fun stuff. Let's go ahead and insert. Let's insert a little tie. Let's see if we can find a little tie for our little dog. Okay, so little arch there. Okay. And normally I would clean this up, but we don't really have time, so I'm just going to make this quite a bit smaller. It's not really wanting me to make it that much smaller. And here we now have, after I wrap texted, we now have a bow tie for our little dog. Okay, we can make that a little bit smaller. So if we want to basically glue these two pictures together, just glue them, glue, we can group them. And you can either use the Shift key, that's what the book will advise you. I personally use Control, and I hold down the Control button. It's right here. Boop, 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 boop. And then I click. So Control click. Notice this is highlighted. You can tell because it has those dots on the outside. And then I go back to the Format tab. There is a group icon, and I can group these together. Now this cute little dog has his bow tie all ready to go to his party. Okay. If we want to ungroup, no problem. Just ungroup that, and now we can put the tie on his other friend over there. Okay. The next thing that we do want to talk about is all the different style and effects and colors and all this fun stuff that we can do. Pretty much this whole tab. So the first thing that we can do is we can, let me click, okay. Corrections, if you want to make it a little bit brighter, okay. We can also change the color. Maybe you want to make them, these are kind of artistic, which is kind of fun. We could do cute little black and white. That looks kind of old-timey. We can change the picture, and it's just going to swap it out. We can reset, and that's just going to take it back to how it was before. Okay, so it brings all those features back. We have framing. We have picture effects. this is a pretty cool tool. It just kind of enhances a little bit the outside. I usually like reflection for whatever reason. I think that looks cool down there. So it's really more stuff on the outside of the actual picture, not on the inside. So lots of options there. And then I just want to talk about, we did already talk about text boxes, but some of the additional options within the text boxes. So from last lesson, we learned how to insert text boxes. And before we do that, why don't we just take a deep breath with a little dancing. Okay, good. That was perfect. So here's our text box. We're going to draw a text box. Now, we can do a lot of these same features in that we could do to the picture in the text. So as you can see, we can change the type of text box that we want to, use a certain style, a certain fill. Okay, the outline, this is the outline color. So we can make it thicker as well. If we want a really thick line, we can do that. And the same type of deal is in the last one. We have lots of shape effects. Like I said, reflection is kind of one of my faves. It kind of shows that reflection. Okay, and to add text, we kind of did this in the last course, but we can insert a shape. Okay, here's that bubble that we had. And we can just typically type in here. Sorry. Okay. Make this bigger. He's obviously very judgmental, that bulldog, which, we shouldn't actually be promoting that. This is what not to do. Don't judge other people. Okay. And the last thing I want to do is insert a caption. So if I want to actually put a caption on the picture, I'm going to go to my Review tab, and then there's an option to insert the caption. And I am looking, I'm in the wrong, I apologize, reference. That's why I'm not finding it. So in the Reference tab, there's an option to insert a caption. Okay, and this is just kind of a way to essentially reference if you need to. APA format requires for you to actually use the source that you got, and so that's going to allow you to do that. So now, usually you don't want to put it on the dog, but you can move it kind of in the bottom right, and you can actually reference where you got that picture. Okay. All right, so that's it for today. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for bearing with me.